Hello students, welcome to CAT Parajumbles. In this lesson, we will understand the topic parajumbles with complete clarity on how it comes in CAT. So, parajumbles, it's a sentence rearrangement exercise, right? In CAT, you can expect typically four questions from this topic. Now, these four questions, this has been the general trend since CAT went online, that is, and mostly in the last 4 5 years. So these four questions, they do not have options given. Means you need to type in the answer, the correct order. So the first thing I would say is many aspirants have a tendency to read and write any order, thinking that there is no negative marking, but that is very risky. Let me explain why. One, if you're not looking for an accurate order, you might end up writing the first one that comes to your mind in all four. Because typically, I suggest that first you should attempt RCs, and in the last 12 15 minutes, you should go for the 10 verbal reasoning questions. So you will have less time. So when you have less time, you will be in a hurry, and eventually you might end up guessing all. I will tell you the typical pattern. CAT 2017-18, the RC section was easier than the verbal reasoning subsection. And there also, when five options come in parajumbles, that becomes slightly tougher compared to four options. In CAT 2019, however, the RC reading was more difficult compared to the verbal reasoning section. So parajumbles were relatively easy. So you cannot be sure. But typically, what you can be sure is there can be possibly two scenarios. You might get too easy to moderate, so let me call them easy. And maybe you might get too difficult to moderate to difficult, so let me call it tough. So to make the segregation simple, you can expect that 2 to 3 questions should be easily solvable, and 1 2 questions might be on the tougher side. So when you read, you will be able to understand that if you have this psychology clear. If you are reading a parajumbles which has long sentences, five options, and you are reading it and you are not able to understand anything, like you are not able to get chronology or a logical flow or an introductory sentence in the first reading, then do not try to get to some answer, because that trying to get to some answer will make your overall thought process guess work, and eventually you might end up losing time. One, you will lose 3 4 minutes time, and you might end up getting all four wrong because you're not thinking about getting sure or not sure. So whenever you practice, try to be sure, all right, and try to do a particular parajumble in 1.5 to 2 minutes. Don't even in your practice or in your mocks, don't give more than that time, and keep it in your mind that there might be one or two parajumbles which are difficult. If you find it difficult, leave it. Do not try to write anything just for the sake of writing, because you might end up spending some time in doing that potential arrangement, and you will eventually waste 2 3 minutes, which might get you another question correct somewhere else, right? Until unless you have solved the entire section and you have time left, right? So I hope this fundamental is clear. Now, apart from that, coming to the next point, uh, parajumbles in CAT, how should you approach it? The psychology should be very simple. Psychology should be one, what you've learned in school about essay writing. The first step is introduction, second is body, and the third is conclusion. So I would suggest on similar lines, you should, what is introduction? Basically, you are trying to identify the subject or the theme, right? And then the body and the conclusion. So every paragraph in a parajumble, a sentence rearrangement exercise, might not have a conclusion, but there will be a logical end to a discussion, right? So let me change it a bit. Introduction, body, conclusion. Let's think in terms of number one, subject identification. Number two, link identification. And number three, logical end. So I'm saying we are trying to draw a parallel. Like in essay writing, we used to do introduction, body, and conclusion. Here we are looking for subject or theme identification, then link continuation, and the third one is a logical end. So be it a chronological logic based parajumble, or be it a logical sequencing based parajumble, right? Or be it a typical introduction, body, conclusion type parajumble, whatever be it, this thought process, right? So you're looking for these three things. That is what gets you to the eventual answer, because there are no options which you can use to eliminate options, right? I'm repeating once again, because it's very important. You should keep it right up there in your mind and keep it right in the same order. Look for the subject or the theme, then go for links, and finally look for a logical end. You keep these three things in mind. Try to solve. If it's simple, doable, you will be able to get to the answer. If not, try to leave and move ahead, or write down something which has gone come in your mind, but do not waste time trying to solve a difficult parajumble, because eventually you will be always short of time. You will be running from one question to the other. All right. So I hope this fundamental is totally clear, and revise this multiple times. Make notes. This is the strategy input on parajumbles, which kept in mind, you'll be able to solve questions faster and better than before.